streaming Vlogmas Day 6 just because I'm super busy with work and I simply will not have the time to film the video, edit the video, post the video. I am literally getting ready and going live just to like make sure that I stick to my plan. I wanted to put out a video every day for the next 25 days. So today's video is just gonna be live and we are just gonna talk about the main differences between Poland and America. And I will be speaking from personal experience. I moved to the United States when I was 10 years old. I moved here from Poland. I moved here from Dębno, and it's a small village next to Zakopane, if you guys are familiar with that, if you are from Poland. So I'm just gonna be telling you my personal experience. So I grew up in a village. There was maybe like 1,000 people living there. So I was used to like the village life and, you know, a small school, just like a small society. There was maybe like 2 stores in our village where, hey Jamil, what's going on? Now you get to understand where I come from and my whole story. So get ready, I'm gonna be speaking in English so you can understand. But so I grew up in a Polish village. It was very small. Half of my town was literally my cousins. So that was very interesting. My class was 9 people and it was 8 girls and 1 boy, and that boy was my cousin. So that was very interesting, and the school was not big at all. So we only had 1 school in our village, and it was grades kindergarten to 8th grade, and then you would go to like another school. So when I moved here, I remember I was 10 years old, so I was entering 3rd grade I was entering 4th grade. Because in Poland, you go to school when you're 6. In America, you go to school when you're 5. So I was a year older than everybody, and I was in the right grade. I was just older than everyone. So I got off the plane, right? And my dad picks us up in a Suburban. And I'm like, what is this? This is so large. I'm used to like these little maluchy that are just driving around, like those tiny little Fiats that are driving around Poland. And so my dad pulls up in this huge ass car that I'm used to taking to the city. Like, we would have these bus stops and people would have buses or like Suburbans, like big ass cars that would just take you from your village, from the bus stop to the main city to go to like the doctor, to go get your grocery shopping done and like whatever else you might need. So I was super confused because everything was just really large. So the buildings were large, the houses were large, the cars were large, the food portions were huge. Like, I remember going out to dinner and like a big plate of pasta could feed at least 4 people in Poland, or that's how we normally ate, like tiny portions. And here it was like 1 serving for 1 person. So that was definitely a main thing that I was just like struggling to accept. Like, why is everything so big, you know? And the highways, like we didn't have highways where I freaking grew up. We had 1 road that was like one way and this way, and that's it. So I was definitely not used to highways. I was not used to really anything because, you know, it's like I grew up in a village, you know, and then I moved here and I was never even on an airplane before. So that was like a crazy experience. And so that main thing was like everything was large. The second thing that I was kind of like upset about was that to me, the food was tasteless. So my parents came to our new house, like we settled in, and my uncle at the time, he worked at a restaurant. So he brought all this food over, and I vividly remember till this day, I had macaroni and cheese and chicken fingers, and I don't know what else he brought. He brought, I think it was penne vodka and like a couple other things that I can't really remember. This was like years ago. And the food was just so freaking tasteless to me. I remember like I was so excited to eat because I was just on a plane for 9 hours, and you know, I'm just like, you know, I'm so hungry, and I put the macaroni and cheese in my mouth. I'm like, holy shit, this doesn't taste. And then so I was like, okay, screw this. So I went on to the chicken tenders. They didn't taste like anything either. So everything was just tasteless. And I remember my mom would get me like these high C orange juice boxes to take to school. And it just tasted like, it was tasteless. I can't even, like an orange popsicle that has melted into wood. I don't know if like you can relate to that, but it was just like a taste that I can't really explain, but it was pretty gross. It just tasted like orange floor cleaning popsicle mix, if that makes any sense. Apples were tasteless to me. They didn't even smell. Peppers, they didn't taste like anything. Even freaking bananas didn't taste like anything. The only thing that tasted good was peanut butter, jelly, and that's about it. The bread was also very different than it is in Poland. In Poland, we have these things called bochenek chleba, and it's just like a round, like an oval round bread. And you could slice it, you could buy it pre-sliced. Here, it was just a square and it was softer than my pillow that I sleep on. So that was very concerning. So there's just definitely a lot of differences in the food that I could notice. And it was very, thank you. I don't know how to pronounce your name, but hi, welcome back to my channel. And so yeah, so the food was definitely a big like wow factor, because I was like, fuck, like this food is tasteless here. As I went on, the food obviously started to taste better and I adjusted, so that was definitely good. The pizza was so different in America than it is in Poland. We like to put corn on our pizza. We like to put ham on our pizza. We put fucking ketchup on our pizza. Like, we don't fuck around. We like our pizza a specific way. In America, they would literally just put like tomato sauce and cheese. So when I would have like a slice of pizza at school or something and I would put ketchup on it, people would be like, what is wrong with you? Like, why are you putting ketchup on your pizza? And I'd just be like, honestly, leave me alone. I don't even speak English now, so whatever. So another major difference that I noticed when I moved to the United States from Poland is that kids are so behind in math here. That is, what the fuck, corn and ketchup? Yeah, we put corn and ketchup on our pizza and ham. But anyways, the school curriculum is so behind Europe. It's actually mind-boggling. The only thing that I was good here in classes was math, because we were like 2 or 3 years ahead in math. So I was excelling at math and I was failing everything else because I could not speak English. Also, in Poland, kids were literally taking maybe like 10 to 12 different subjects, like geography, science, but obviously science, but chemistry, biology were like two separate things. It wasn't like 1 year you study chem and the next year you study biology. You learn all of them up until you graduate. So the kids were used to, in Poland, were used to just doing a lot more than kids in America. And like, we had gym class in Poland, but it wasn't like, I don't think we got graded in that. Like, here you actually had a grade. And I was just like, all right, this is freaking weird, but whatever. You know, little do I know. So another thing that I was like really shocked about is, mind you, I grew up in a small village. My school was probably smaller than the house that my parents live in, you know, in America. And we probably had like literally maybe like 200 students, 300 students. So we didn't have like a lunchroom, but we had a lunchroom in America. And it was just really crazy because I never understood, and I've never seen like a school in Poland serve fast food for lunch. Like, everything was like French fries, chicken nuggets, sloppy joes, hamburgers, cheeseburgers, you know, spaghetti with like fake meat sauce or whatever. And so I was just super confused. Cookies and milk, and we didn't have that in Poland at all. Like, we brought our own lunch. Like, our moms would make the lunch in the morning, and it was normally like a sandwich with like cheese, pickles, ketchup, and kielbasa or shenka, which is ham, and maybe a piece of fruit and like apple juice, like, or carrot juice, which is like kubusze, or a ponchek. Like, if you were like me, your mom sometimes would give you like 1 złote to go to the store at your break, and I would literally just go get donuts. Like, I would always go get donuts, or I would trade my sandwiches with my classmates and be like, hey, can I have like $1, Polish dollar, so I can go get a donut, because I was obsessed with sweets. So yeah, we were allowed to leave at break, even in 3rd and 2nd grade, to go to like the local store to get something to eat. Here, we were not. We were like guarded like we're in prison. So that was definitely really like, I was so, you have to show me some healthy Polish. Oh my God, I am so down. I'm gonna be cooking a lot because Christmas is coming up, so expect a ton of Polish cooking videos, Jamil. I'm gonna bring Matt to my house to do that as well, or I'll go to his house. We'll see. If you wanna come, you're more than welcome to join us. Just, you know, let us know when you're free. But back to the topic. So yeah, so that was definitely something that I was just like, all right, this is like really weird. What else? Oh yeah. So when I moved here, obviously I couldn't speak English. The only thing I knew was shut up, how are you, my name is, whatever. So those were the 3 things that I knew how to say. Oh, and bathroom. I didn't even know to say, can I go to the bathroom? It's just like, bathroom? So the only thing I could do was play chess. So that's literally how I made friends here, is I would just play chess with them during like the play hour. And also in Poland, you had like a break in between classes, which was like a much longer break than here. Here was like 2-3 minutes in between classes. But we had two breaks here, which we had recess and we had play hour. In Poland, we only had like 10 minutes in between classes and maybe like a 20-minute break for lunch. So it was spread out throughout the day versus here. And we were not confined to like one classroom in Poland. Here we were confined to one classroom. We had play hour within like our classmates and then recess where we all played. So during play hour, I would literally just play chess. And I remember this one freaking nerdy ass kid that was in my class. And he was like really, really smart, but he was really, really weird. And so he would also, I think my tooth is bleeding. Fuck, I hope I don't get a dry socket. I just got my wisdom teeth out on Saturday and I had two on one side and I'm just like so scared I'm gonna get a dry socket. So I'm like being really careful not to do that. But yeah, so this one weird, nerdy kid, he didn't really have many friends. So I was kind of his only friend because we bonded when we played chess. And then I kind of was really nice to him and always like sat next to him in class because I felt really bad because he didn't really have many friends. But whatever. So I hope he's doing well in life now. Yeah, so we bonded by playing chess, and then other kids would start to come in and play chess, and nobody could freaking beat me, not even like the smartest kid in class. So he would get really upset and he would like start crying. So that's literally how I guess I kind of made friends. Like people just like circle around and be like, oh, like they're playing chess. It was like the big thing. It was like the Polish girl that does not speak English, like playing chess, cool. So that was like the only thing I could really do. It's like I didn't know how to speak, but most of the kids were very nice to me. So I heard a lot of like stories about other kids in other towns where the kids were not as nice to them when they moved here. I did not have a bad experience. I actually had a pretty good transition and I actually learned how to speak fluent English in like 5 months. So that was really good. I should probably shave my armpits. Sorry guys. What else can I tell you? Okay, so in Poland, first of all, we have chores and it's every Saturday. So sorry, I'm gonna be like, I need to be more concise with my thoughts. But so another major difference is I noticed that kids in America don't really like help their parents. And in Poland, like we do everything for our parents. So for example, on Saturdays, I had to clean my house, meaning vacuum, do the floors, dust, fold my laundry, do my laundry, hang up the laundry outside, do yard work with my mom, shovel the snow. Like I had to do so many different things, like go grocery shopping. And I was like freaking 8 or 9 years old. Here, God forbid an American child vacuums the room at 9 years old. It's like the worst thing that could possibly happen. And if they do, they get paid for it. In America, we're doing that. In Poland, we're doing that shit for free. So that was like a really weird thing because like my friends would always be like, can you play? Can you play? And I'm like, no, I have to help my mom. And they were just so confused why I was like vacuuming and cleaning and dusting. And I was just like, this is so normal in Poland. Like every Saturday, we just do chores. We help our parents. And that's how it is. We don't even get allowance for it, We also respect our parents a lot more. I feel like here kids are a little bit more disrespectful towards their parents. And in Poland, for example, you're allowed to hit your kid. Like the cops aren't going to come to your house. Versus in America, it's like you curse at your child or you show them any kind of discipline and the cops are at your door calling the DCFS, which is kind of weird. I understand that, if you're abusing your child, but slapping your kid sometimes, on the butt with like a flip-flop or something, I don't know. I'm used to it. That's how I grew up. This is how everybody, I'm sure, in Poland grew up, where it wasn't like a taboo thing to like discipline your child with a little slap here and there. I'm not for it, but it's just something that I noticed that it was very strange to me because it's like my friends would literally get hit with like a leather belt, and here it's like you curse at your child or something and they start like wailing and crying. And it's like, okay, well, how about move to Poland and see how we raise our kids, whatever. So that's like a big, big thing that parents showed, I guess, violence to their children. No, I'm just kidding. I don't think it's like violence. I think it's more of like disciplining. Do I agree with it? No. Is it common in Poland? Yes. I'm sure it's common in other Eastern European countries. I've actually had a friend that moved from Russia where that was like a normal thing too. Like if you slapped your kid here and there, obviously you're not like wailing him, you know, like making his nose bleed, but it's like a little tap, you know, it's like stop it, you know, like that's allowed. Here it's not allowed. It's like so frowned upon. um I don't know, maybe, I don't know. Another thing, people or kids in Poland generally are more mature than kids in the United States. And I'm not really sure if it is, but yes, I get paid my Jamil. Also, so what was I just saying? Oh my god, this is so embarrassing. Jamil, what was I just saying? Tell me what was I just saying? Oh yeah, kids are more mature in Poland than they are in the United States. And I'm not sure if it has to deal with the fact that like our parents don't really care if we go out and drink at an earlier age. We're definitely able to handle ourselves a lot more. So like we'll go out, have like bonfires at like 14, 15, 16. We'll have like a beer or two or maybe like a little bit of vodka, and then like we go home and we're fine. Like we're not throwing up on top of each other. You know, we just know how to handle ourselves, versus in America, I feel like it's such a taboo thing and you can't drink until you're 21. So I feel like that literally makes all of these kids so irresponsible. Like again, I'm speaking honestly and truthfully from my personal experience and the surroundings that I had growing up in America and in Poland. Like I would fly to Poland every summer starting at the age of 12. So, and I would stay with my grandma, and me and my grandma would drink, you know, we'd have like dinner and we'd just have like a shot of vodka, and it was like totally fine. And it wasn't like a taboo thing. Like here, it's like, oh my God, you're drinking alcohol. Oh my God, like we need to call the cops and arrest you. It's like people in Poland, they don't call the cops on like their kids' parties. They just let them do whatever because they know, I guess, that they're responsible and they know how to handle themselves. Here it's like, oh my God, Timmy's having like 10 people over in his backyard. We have to call the cops. It's like cops have literally better things to do and solving other crimes than underage drinking. Again, I'm not condoning underage drinking. I'm literally just telling you what it is like in Poland, what it is like in America. For example, I was going clubbing in Poland when I was 14. And did I drink? No, I didn't. Did I have fun? Yes, I did. Here, it's like I literally watched girls that were so confined by their parents, and then they would go to college and then they would just start drinking then, and they would literally black out and like fuck people or have sex with people that, and they didn't remember it the next day. Like, you know, so I feel like our parents just give us a lot more freedom, and that's why maybe like the Polish youth is a lot more mature as opposed to here. Because what I've witnessed here growing up, it's like, okay, like it's a little max, it's a little crazy, and I might get a lot of flag for this, but I'm speaking from my experience and my truth. So I'm sorry if this video may offend you. What else can I tell you? It's not meant to offend anybody. It's just my experience. And yeah, so I guess like I sound like such a crazy lady. So like, what do you guys allow your kids to do in Poland? Well, we hit them, we allow them to drink, you know, we're a great country. No, honestly, I freaking love Poland. Would I go back to Poland? Probably not, just because I'm so Americanized and so used to like American ways, that I think there's more opportunity here also. And I think it's just, I'm just so used to America. That's why I will probably remain in the United States until I die, you know? Would I like to go and visit Poland? Yes, I definitely would like to go and visit Poland. However, with COVID-19 going on and, you know, my grandparents being older there and my aunt being sick, I don't potentially want to transmit the disease to them. So, excuse me. So I would definitely, you know, wait until everything tapers down. But so yeah, you guys, welcome to, thank you for watching Vlogmas Day 6. And I did a live just because I'm really pressed on time and I'm literally getting ready. I have to film more casting videos and I have to run a few errands. My tooth is feeling better, so I hope I can move around freely. And can you tell that I'm a little swollen? I feel like this side is swollen and this one's not, and this is where I had my tooth pulled out. But all right, you guys, thank you so much for tuning in, and I hope to see you in my next video. I actually might do a live video tomorrow depending on my schedule. And if you have a topic that you want to suggest me talking about, just drop a comment down below. I'm gonna be brutally honest with you. And yeah, if some things may offend you, I'm really sorry. I do apologize for that, but I'm not lying, just speaking the truth. And I will see you guys in my next video. Bye.